So here we are in the West Hall on the last day of NAB 2025. Wow, it's been an incredible 6 days, I gotta say. I guess 6 days, including tomorrow, more like 5 days. This experience was so big, like much bigger than I expected. And there's so many kind of routes you can take, so many paths and like of different disciplines that you can go down, so many rabbit holes. So a lot of it is about curating your experience so you're not getting overwhelmed. So what would you say, I guess maybe we could do like favorite experience and like weirdest experience.
Yeah, let's do that. Favorite experience, yesterday I had a 8.5 hour workshop with the Society of Camera Operators, and they had, let me roll off the names so I don't forget anyone. David Frederick, who was the camera operator and independent professional, he's with the SOC. Jenny McShane was our director. Eric Zucker was our dolly grip. We had Simon Jays as our camera operator, and also just teaching us as well. And then we had two actors with us. And it was, it was called From Script to Screen, learning how to block and execute your shoot, following your script. And it started off with all of us getting our script, sitting down, and then listing off what we thought would be really cool shots throughout the entire video. And then we worked with the team and we decided like our path, and then we figured out how we were gonna have the actors move and organize. And then we used everything from dollies to a massive crane to, we actually had like kids learning how to like move on the wheels. I say kids, even though we're probably full-grown adults. It just amazing. It was just to get all this insight and knowledge from people who are on set, who are doing it. They've all worked on films. Simon Jays, he worked on The Mandalorian, and then you have David, who worked on things like as far back as Northern Exposure. Just bringing their insights and their knowledge was just really cool to see and feel like you're in a real production in the middle of a conference floor, which, you know, audio-wise was not the greatest. And we were in like a 20 by 20 space. We were like in a wrestling ring size area that we had to film an entire short with.
Yeah, it was really cool seeing you guys in action for like 20 or 30 minutes during that crossover,
That last 20 or 30 minutes, so you could tell that the energy was still high, but we were getting tired. We needed some food.
Yeah.
And then I'd say weirdest experience, had some interesting interactions with some people walking around. I have my Peter McKinnon bag, and I had a guy come up and pat me right on the back and just be like, "That's a cool bag, man. It's a really cool bag." I'm like, thanks. And but it's been so fun just having people come up, and everyone's so passionate and interested in everything that's happening, and you can't go wrong just walking around. You'll find someone that's willing to talk to you about something, even like from the exhibitors just to someone walking around. You can get like a little piece of information that will help you. We had in our workshop, a lot of the time just talking to the people around me, I was learning a lot of things that I just didn't know. And it was so encouraging to just be able to get information from people that were just willing to talk to you. And it encourages me to continue to spread all that knowledge, which is everything. What about you, Dave?
I mean, I went really intensive on the post-production end of things. There's so many amazing sessions that are included with the post-production World Pass. I had some solid, paid add-on sessions as well, but it's almost indistinguishable. I mean, I guess we got more like downloadable materials with like the paid add-ons. It kind of blurred the lines with like the content of each. It was such practical takeaways from the ones that were included with the post-production pass as well. So I don't know if I would do the add-on workshops next time.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, the workshop that I did was an add-on, and the first like hour kind of felt like a lot of the other classes that we had taken. And then once we got to the hands-on section, that's when I was like, this is why it's more money. There's certain categories I think that would be more beneficial. The Society of Camera Operators, the ones that they throw seem to be the most hands-on. We actually saw them doing the class the day before the class that I did, which was executing the perfect action shot. And we were just walking on the show floor, and this crew of people came by just rushing past us, and we were like, what's going on? And then come to find out, it was day one of the workshop, and I was day two. And there's a lot of return people, or people who returned from the day before, and they all had just great things to say. It felt like a tight-knit group of people, and so that's one I would recommend. But yeah, there are totally some I took a cinematography workshop that felt very much like almost like a college course of these are the things I've done, or like final results, which is
look at me, I'm the professor of this course. Like,
yeah, exactly. And it was cool to see, but at a certain point you felt you were like yearning for a little bit more, or something that you could put in your pocket to take out later for when you're on set and trying to ideate or try to like fix a problem or something.
Yeah.
The Q&As were the best part of that because everyone had the same questions that like I did, where I was like,
right.
well, how did you do that? Like,
Yeah.
I know you did it, but like, how did you do it?
And that's like, I was impressed overall with the number of actionable takeaways I've gotten from this experience, especially with one teacher I had. His name was Aaron Stern. I think he's like Hungarian, and he was a very engaging and like dry humor, funny guy. And he had a lot of great just like tips that I know I'm going to use in After Effects in particular that I'll be taking home. And I have just tons of notes and like videos. When I started to lose it, I'm like, I got to start recording this. And I'm like, I'm not following quite. But I have that for later reference. And then just the number of YouTubers I've seen here that I recognize has been pretty astounding.
We saw Potato Jet.
Yeah, we just saw Potato Jet. Yeah, he and his wife were right there, and didn't want to bug them, but yeah, such a cool couple there.
Corridor Crew was here.
Yeah,
didn't get to see
Crew.
them, but they were here.
I passed Ren, and I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure that's a guy from Corridor Crew, and then pulled up the picture, and I'm like, yep, that's Ren.
I almost left my workshop just to like maybe run and go see him, but I was like, no, I gotta. I'm committed to this workshop. We're finishing this little short film that we're doing.
Yeah, maybe my weirdest moment was maybe my fault. I should have probably talked to him, but like I saw Andre Jick, and I made eye contact with him at the Premiere booth, and we were both learning about the new search functionality in Premiere for visual aware AI, and so you can search for like red jacket in that search bar, and it can pull up all the footage with what it thinks is a red jacket, and it's pretty accurate. It seemed like he was like, oh, did that guy just recognize me? And then I just kind of like looked back at the presentation, and I'm like, I haven't watched this guy's videos for 2 years, so maybe I shouldn't, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't bother him.
Is this the time to become friends?
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's like, actually, he's the reason I have well-performing long-term ETFs in my financial portfolio. So I should have congratulated him on that. I'm like, those were great recommendations, VTI and VT. But yeah, we've had excellent food this entire time.
Oh my God.
Gotta say, every night. That place last night was pretty wild.
Peppermill.
Yes,
Peppermill Diner, and it's
it looked like a Denny's type place from the outside, but then we get in and it's like got so much going on. It's like Miami Vice lights and all these
blues and purple neons. They had trees inside. We were like, all right.
It's pretty cool.
That's how Vegas does a diner.
Yeah, and the food was like big portions for like a reasonable Vegas price.
Yeah. Everything's $50 to
pricey
$100 per person per night if you're finding like your like intro places, and then after that it starts to get really high, and you can still find you still have like your cheap stuff. You still go to like a McDonald's or something like that, but when in Vegas, try to explore. And like we kept finding like the middle of the road like price wise, but all the food is extraordinary, so it's you can't go wrong. And it's
we've been very impressed on that front. Fontainebleau has been great.
Oh yeah, Fontainebleau.
Yeah, absolutely. With that view of the sphere, we didn't anticipate that, so that was great.
Yeah. The light travels so much farther at night than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
You see it painting buildings that are a half mile to a mile away, and just to the point where you have to close your blinds because or your drapes because there's no way that you're gonna sleep with all that light coming in.
Right. And that's cool, like the auto closing, you just hit a button and it's like close both those things.
The show floor this year was full board, like everybody bringing everything they have, and it's so nice to get all the hands-on time with everything from a Canon PowerShot to amazing broadcast camera from Fuji.
Oh yeah, I've never seen anything like it. All these different models of cameras, I would have never had an opportunity to touch and like get to know. It would only be like YouTube videos or something that I would get familiar
more
with.
than just memorizing specs. You get to see like how it feels in your hand. You get to see if you would like it, and that's so hard to do. It's like a $10,000 camera that you want to buy, and you don't even know if the form factor is what you like.
Yeah.
And that takes away some of that testing. It's totally worth it to come here, like for sure. And like Dave said, like the post-production world, the workshops are, if you find one that you adamantly were really a part of, absolutely do it.
What that was comforting because you then have kind of a roadmap.
I can go on and on about the show floor. It's so fun.
Yeah.
We did a demo with Sennheiser today, and they had us put on their headphones with one of their receivers and then just walk around and just see how long we could walk around before the audio dropped out. And spoiler, it did not.
Didn't drop?
He told us we'd have to go outside to get it to drop off. And if you've ever been to this convention center, there's 3 convention centers in one, and it's massive. It's an airport
insane.
hangar in each one.
Yeah, we got our hotel based on proximity to the Las Vegas Convention Center. Little did we know that that's so far. We had to walk an eternity to get to the South Hall, which is like way.
It's
where
the
so
third
much
convention center.
Yeah, we had to go to the furthest one every morning, and there was no like good monorail stop to get there because it kind of went away from our hotel. So, if you stay at a hotel like close to a monorail stop, that's like the best way to get to the South Hall quickly. But we got a lot of walking in, so that's good that we did that.
It's all the workout I've been doing.
18,000 steps a day on average, just walking between the places we need to be. So
Yeah, the Westgate Hotel connects directly to a station, so that was one. We find ourselves walking to a different hotel so we can get to the monorail. But the monorail pass, they offer a monorail pass with the purchase of your badge, and it's like really cheap. You get 5 days unlimited for like $40 or something like that, or $50. And once you're on the monorail is so convenient. It is so convenient. It's just getting to the monorail stops, which is probably the less convenient part. But once you know, it is so fast. Public transportation for the win.
Right. And one little tip kind of piggybacking on that is like, try to get to the street as much as possible. Don't get lost in the casinos.
No.
We got lost in MGM Grand, and we were trying to get to Best Friend, an amazing Korean barbecue restaurant.
We made it with 60 seconds left on our reservation hold.
Yeah.
We almost missed it because once you go into a casino, your GPS does not know where you are. And it is designed that way. It is, and there's no signage to get anywhere, or if it is, it just stops randomly and you're in the slot machine area, and you're like, well, I was trying to go outside, but there's no sunlight, there's no doors, there's no signage.
It'll turn you around.
Yeah. And then you're like, well, I have to gamble now.
Yeah, right. That's how it's designed. I'm lost, so I might as well gamble. But we somehow managed to not do that this entire trip.
Yep, no. It's weird. We're coming in, or we're leaving with the same amount of money we brought in. There we go.
Yeah, except for everything we spent on food.
Except for food, yeah. I would forego gambling to spend money on food any day of the week.
Absolutely.
And our swag. And we got a little swag.
For real. Well, yeah, I think that's most of what we have to say.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
And that's a wrap on NAB.
Yeah.